I've been kind of like playing around with this idea of like treating life like it's a game, and not like in the sense of like don't take life seriously or like not taking it seriously enough. Usually when you hear someone treats life like a game, it's like but like no, like in the sense of literally like a video game, like how a video game will be played, where you kind of like it like a mental trick, because you think about hi Clyde, oh sorry, you think about that meme where it's like you're working for like 20 minutes and you're all exhausted, but then you grind for like 8 hours for a slightly cooler helmet or something like that. Yeah, things like that, So trying to put that mental trick in my brain of making a game out of everything. Maybe that's the better way to put it. Instead of treating life like a game, making it into a game. When I play a game, a lot of times, like, obviously, I'll set goals for myself. I don't know if that's obvious. But, yeah, set personal goals for myself, or be like, hey, this little thing right here I want to get, even though it's not necessary to completing the game or completing the main story. That's something I want to do, and that makes it more fun and interesting. Also, if like the main story, I'm not gonna say it gets boring or repetitive, or like, I'm not trying to say that, like if the main storyline gets like whatever it is, it could be anything. There could be boring, it could be repetitive, could be daunting. Maybe it's making you feel a little stressed, or you had one level that like fucking just took it out of you. So it's like, I'm gonna go do a side quest. But it's not like you're not gonna go back to the main story. It's just every now and then it's like I gotta take a a break, quote, within the game, but still play the game. And that's the thing I noticed too. It's like when I focus too much on the one thing and the one project, I can get burnt out on it. But instead of just not doing anything productive, I can move over to a different productive thing. There's that, but I was also getting back to the goal thing. Set goals for myself similar to the things you can achieve in video games, like achievements and stuff like that. Kind of do that for life. But something worth something, not just like to have it crossed off the list. Like something legit, like some sort of like, I don't know, like trophy for yourself. It's not an unusual concept to reward yourself, I guess, for getting something done. But I don't know, it's just like literally like mentally, instead of just putting it like that, like because if I put it that way, it feels like I'm a little kid, right? It feels like parents are like, you won't get ice cream unless you finish this. If I do it that way, it's not gonna work. I gotta treat it like it's a video game. If I treat it like it's a video game, then I'm more likely to... Yeah, okay, life, you got your main storyline here, but you can go off and do your side quests and whatever. As long as you remember to still continue with the main story. And sometimes there's a clock, yes, right? But it doesn't mean you should just like, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. I started thinking about it recently because like I was stressing myself out too much with things, thinking I needed to accomplish things. I was doing it the wrong way. I was what am I trying to say? I was like, I need to accomplish this before I let myself have fun. And that wasn't working because you need a little playtime to be able to motivate yourself, or not motivate yourself, to recharge and do the work. But like, then I would procrastinate on the work and do too much of the fun thing. But what I noticed is when I was putting off the fun thing for too long, I mean, I guess this is part of why I was doing too much of the fun thing now, is because I wasn't giving myself that. So it was needed at the time, but when I started to do it, it was particularly video games, and I hadn't played video games in a while, and this is why this became a thing in my head, like, You know, because I was doing that kind of stuff. Like, I was playing the game more focused than I would have in the past, but not as linear as I would have before. So, like, within the game, I was realizing kind of the take breaks or rest, even though it wasn't actually rest. I was still grinding and doing stuff, but, like, you know, I was realizing that, like, when progressing forward with, like, content making and stuff like that, I guess that's part of it too. It's not just, like, in life, you know, here's your productive thing, here's your fun thing, da 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 da. It's the productive things themselves. I would focus on just one thing, but then I would get burned out on the thing, and then I would try to focus on everything, but I would make them all have the same importance, and that wasn't gonna work either. But then when I would give the side things less importance, I feel like I would waste my time when I did them. So it's like treating it in a way that those things that, quote, aren't the main thing I'm trying to focus on, making those things, not treating those things like they don't matter or they're unimportant. Treating them like, you know... Anyway, like, this is kind of what I was getting at with treating it like as a game, right? Those side things, you do them, you have fun with them, you get something out of them, and it feels like they're worth it, even though it's just a little achievement in a video game or something like that. But it feels like, you know, yeah. And then it motivates you to keep going forward, and it might motivate you to get back on the main thing. And the main thing will be too much at one point, and then you go off and do whatever, and then you come back to it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well, but, like, that's the way I'm going to approach things in the future. You know, I get too burnt out on one thing, I'm not just going to stop. I'm going to go to the other thing, and that's kind of the purpose of this particular channel that I'm putting this on. There's the other channel for the music, and we can go into that later, but, like, this channel has the name I Got No Idea, so it's perfect, you know, just kind of just throw whatever at the wall and see what sticks. I mean, that's part of it. It's really just doing whatever I want. But yeah, no, treating it that way too, like getting that dopamine hit with getting something done. Like, that's cool and all, but sometimes it's hard to motivate yourself to do that. And the way to motivate myself to do that is, instead of treating it like I'm working on something, treating it like this is part of a game. But it's not a literal game like that. It is just like this other type of game. And you're kind of treating it in a similar way. Like playing mind games with myself. That sounds bad. You hear playing mind games, you think bad things, but no, that's not. Anyway, yeah. So I guess maybe I should have scripted this out better. My brain's all over the place right now, but, like, yeah, that's just me wanting to go over how I'm going to approach things going forward. I might need to redo this video. It might be fine once I edit it. There was a lot of rambling. There's a lot of shit I feel like didn't make sense. I'm not 100% as focused as I want to be right now. I'm trying to be. I'm getting there. But yeah, no, the main thing is just, I mean, on the end of anybody watching, it's really, you don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do next, right? So that's the thing. That's the whole hang-in thing. It's being consistent and making similar type content to be consistent with amongst all the other stuff. So I feel like these kind of vlogs, or whatever you want to call them, is a good way to do it. Not wearing pants right now. I feel like this is a good way to do it, just to be consistent. I guess I gotta remind myself that too, you know, that this video isn't gonna be the video, right? You know, I'm treating it in my head, like putting pressure on it, but it's like, this is just gonna be one of many, and it's like anything ever, it'll be random, as in, like, this might be one that flies under the radar, you know, there are gonna be things overshadow it. This might be one that actually really stands out, even though it was not plan it that way, or I was thinking that it was going to be that while doing it. Or it will just be like a middle of the road type video. This will be just like the average video that I do. I don't fucking know. What I'm trying to do for me is to just treat this like it's a game. It will help me do these things that I want to do, and it will help me recognize and remember. It will help beat into my head that the reasons that I'm doing this is because I feel good after I've produced something, no matter what it is. And this is why this consistency of doing these will work no matter what else I'm doing around it. And this isn't even the main thing, but it's the easiest, most consistent thing, is throwing out videos like this. So doing that, you know, and reminding myself, you know, that feeling I get after I did it, even if it's just this, helps propel me forward. It motivates me more every time I get that dopamine hit. Just keep going, just keep going. So I guess that's my achievement. Making up these achievements, it's really the achievement. Once I see it uploaded and once I see that thumbnail, it's like it's a completed thing. So a lot of people know this already, but not a lot of people think about it, you know. But like, if you have something you're struggling with, like as far as something you know you need to do, that's not like the current job you have, like maybe it's a new job you want to have, or some personal project you want to work on, but you're procrastinating about it. Maybe it's because you're viewing it too much as work, or you are just putting too much importance on it. Not saying it's not important, but you're mentally just like, it builds up. The more you don't do it, the more it builds up in your head, and the more it just kind of like, which I guess is part of the feelings I felt when I first sat down to do this video. So that's probably why I'm having that thing in my head of thinking I forgot something when I probably didn't. Or even if I did, I could just put it in later. But even if I did forget something, it probably wasn't anything important. But yeah, no, it's this whole procrastinate on it too much. You keep not doing it, and the pressure of it just keeps building and building and building. So the truth is, it's just chip away at it every single day. I think the best way to do a lot of things is just do a little bit every day, instead of like trying to do a lot right now and then be like, oh, I'll take tomorrow off or something. It's like, no, do a little bit every day is better than trying to just do a whole bunch at once and then not do anything for a few days. It's not gonna, you need to, not just with, I was just talking about consistency with putting out the content, but also consistency with doing the thing. Yeah, you have to have consistency there too, because like, it'll just keep you going. Before you know it, it's like one day, it's like all of a sudden you're in a completely different place. Like before you know it, it's that literally just that way time just, you know, especially when you're doing something productive or something you enjoy, it's like all of a sudden it's like, you'll just kind of reflect and be like, holy shit, it was this, and now it's this, right? And it's just so much more productive to just chip away at it a little bit every single day, instead of just... It's also the fact that, like, I think part of the reason people try to, like, throw it all right here, right now, and then take a break is because they did procrastinate on it for so long. So now they feel like they got to play catch up. Do not have that mindset. That mindset got me into trouble way too much. Do not think that you got to play catch up. You know, everyone goes at their own pace. And even if that pace is set by the fact that you spent too long not doing the thing, who gives a fuck? We're all just gonna fucking die anyway. Who fucking cares? Yeah. So my advice to myself and then to anybody watching is just start. But don't, like I said, don't try to play catch up. Literally just start right now and just keep kind of slowly progressing. And it doesn't have a specific thing, because like with me, it's this whole treating my projects like it's a game. So right now I'm just kind of fucking around in the I'm still being like productive in it, but I'm not like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but like, yeah, like my main project is just everything that I'm trying to do, but trying to do it in a way that I'm not overwhelming myself with everything, you know, And I guess the other reason I like this is just kind of talking about it. I have not covered all the things I want to do. I'm looking at one of the things I want to do right now. It has to do with the Batman cosplay, but yeah, just kind of like, I guess that helps too, and that's part of the reason I want this to be like the main thing. It's not my main goal to make these. In fact, there might be a day I just stop making these because they've served their purpose. But I think this is a good starting point. It's gonna take some time, and it's not gonna be perfect. It's probably gonna be very, very rough. At least from my point of view. Sometimes I think that way, and then I like press the stop button, go a few days while looking at it, then I look back at it and I'm like, that wasn't nearly as bad as I was making it out to be in my head. I get that's a big pressure actually too, is live stuff. You know, the pressure of like if I were to be on a stage or if I were to like do a live stream, it's like that shit's nerve-wracking because you can't just like take a few days off and then go back and look and be like, you know, have that hindsight of, oh, whew, and then, you know, kind of editing, you know, also editing. When you're doing something live, you are throwing yourself to fucking wolves. So there is that. When I say just start, depends on how you're gonna start. I'm not immediately jumping into live content right now. I would like to, at some point, but not right now. I need to get comfortable with being on camera again and that kind of stuff, and be able to slowly, you know, get back to, you know, produce the edited version of me first, because it's not, yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, you know, I just need to get used to it again. Hi, Clyde. Yeah. I'll feed you in a second. Yeah. What? Hi. Hi. What's up, baby? Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Wanna say hi? Oh, I'm sorry. I chin butted you. You okay? This is just like when I did those podcasts back in the day. He's my best bud. The second I picked him up like this and put him on camera, he's like, put me down. He wants food. I just took him outside. Oh my god, I'm lightheaded. I think I need food. I have a steak in there. I don't know if Ken was trying to... I don't fucking... What? He hears my voice and he thinks it's time to do stuff. I forgot the fuck what I was saying. The fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, no. I need to get comfortable on camera, and this is the way to pace myself into it. It's not even the fact of editing, it's just the fact of like, if I don't like it, I can just straight up delete it. I mean, okay. It's not that. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain because I know these videos are probably going to make it out there and be produced, but like, I'm less likely to overthink if it's live. I'm less likely to overthink if it's not live. You know, I can sit on it and look back on it and review it then, instead of just in the moment. So this is my way to get back into shape. You know, it's gonna be rough. But like I said, not as rough as I am making it out to be right now. I will have better scripts for videos, I guess. Script is really just gonna be like a bullet point thing of things to talk about instead of just rambling like right now. I would like to make a lot more content for the other channel. I mean, I have the actual music to make, definitely. Okay, yeah. It'll progress. It's just like I'm pressuring myself again. It won't be as much content as this. It's a lot easier to keep this consistent because it's I got no idea means whatever the fuck, versus that being purely music themed and really purely my music themed. This right here is, you know, whatever it's going to be. Yeah. Hi, kitties. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my buddy. Oh, kitty, kitty, kitty. This dude. This dude don't like to be held when I'm sitting down. He doesn't mind being held while I'm standing up. He doesn't mind being cute, cuddly on the floor. But if I hold him while seated, he's all weird about it. Especially if it's on camera. He don't like this. He's a friendly kitty. He's just weird. Huh? It's like, help me, put me down. You my boy? You my boy? My boy. Wanna say hi? Wanna say hi? I don't know how to do a good outro yet, so see ya.